25 pence, yeah. 25 pence. Anything come change?
I heard somebody phone and it went off.
1, 2, testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, testing. 1, 2. No. No. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing.
Every half hour for a brief, very brief visit to the bar. We're very pleased to welcome Pete Morgan from Lee, who is going to open our evening.
Oh, ready already.
Ready.
Interesting, very interesting to be the visitor and to be asked to kick it off, because that's actually quite a relief to me, because it means that I don't have to worry. All I do is just sort of read a few poems and then sit down and relax and enjoy your reading, rather than sitting there thinking, am I on next, am I on next? So I'm just going to read this first half, kick off with a few sort of early poems, and then later on, after I have heard your work, I shall decide whether I am able to read more recent poems or not. I might have to forget them completely. Early poems. Let me be buried. Let me be buried in a moss bros suit, vitalis on my hair, put some mantan on my face with a railbrook shirt to wear. Give me a pair of felt-shirn shoes and a tie by Messrs. Tootle. Sprinkle me with Tang deodorant. I want my death brutal. Laughing Man. Twice nightly at the Vatican, the sole surviving laughing man. For 1 week only, do not miss the snigger orifice. The magic voice performs its tricks with Jack Knight and his music. 4 and 6. This beginning of the half, you'll notice that I use rhyme, what would I say, sort of 80% of the time, but occasionally it gets abandoned. The reason it was abandoned in this place...
Before you came out tonight, did you chuck your kids into bed? Do we know where they are? Sure now. Tell you a story about a little lad. I'm only a little lad, you know. I can't tell the time. But I know it's late because it's dark. My mum's in the house smoking loads of ciggies and watching the telly. She stays sitting there till that spot comes on, and then that noise that gets on your nerves. She falls asleep in the chair. My dad's out. He's in the pub. He's just given me a packet of crisps and told me to go and play. Sometimes I go out with my dad, and sometimes I go out with my mum. But the three of us never go out together. My dad will come out the pub very late, and I'll go meet him, and we'll walk home. Just an half walk, funny. And sometimes he falls over. And he always sings when he's drunk. And when we get home, he lets me put the key in the keyhole for him, because he can never find it. My dad likes me. I know he likes me, because he calls me a dirty little stop-out and loves me head. When my dad gets in, he wakes my mum up with the singing, and my mum says, "Oh, it's you, is it? Do you have to bring them back with you?" She means that I have to bring my dad back with me. She always says that because my mum's not talking to my dad. And my dad says, "Tell her to shut her mouth," because my dad's not talking to my mum. And my mum says, "Is your old fella drunk again, is he?" And my dad says, "Is your old girl smoking again, is he?" And my mum says, "He drives me to it." And my dad says, "She drives me to it." And my mum says, "He never takes me out. I'm the one that always stops it. He's always out." And my dad says, "I always ask her out, but she won't come out." So I'm like, stopping it. And then my mum calls me dad a drunken liar, and my dad calls me mum a stupid old cow. And then they start to throw things at each other, and everything gets smashed and broken. And then they start fighting, and my dad punches my mum, and my mum pulls my dad's hair and scratches him. And then they start to kick each other, and they fall on the floor, stop fighting. And I start crying and shout at them to stop. Then they both give me a smack over the head and tell me to shut up and go to bed. And if it hadn't been for me, all this wouldn't have happened. They call me a little bastard as well. dad's nerves out the way. That's my mum and dad. Have you ever wondered what happens to the kids when they have mum and dads like that? Usually they end up with the grannies, the grands. That's what the next home is. I love me gran, my dad's mum. She was different from my mum's mum. Not like that. She always baked cakes with colours in, and her hands messy with flour. She wiped on the penny before she sucked the Guinness and gave me some. She had the budgie, always sitting on the sideboard mirror, dropping droppings into a sauce of that steak. Just missing the only photograph of my granddad, with his cap on the side of his head. I used confetti once to try and clean it, but it bit my finger. Still, I love my grand's budgie, and I love my gran even more. That's my dad's man. But my mum's man, my other gran, she chased me with a poker, and swore and shouted at me. But I think that was because I was cheeky. She had a dog called Where Are You?
First one's called Youth Looks On. People looking grimly gay, performing on wanted lines, shuffling, slowly shuffling, grasping their cards of identity, while white-collar clerks who really pass the time of day watch this human wastage conveying by, say only, sign here, in stereotype voices. Oblivious to this abattoir scene, they follow one by one. In this, their never-ending misery, youth looks on, in rage, at their fathers accepted despondency. Second one's called The Vale of Wales. Llangollen, like the woman you be, I found warmth in your Venus carved valleys and romantic inspiration from your sweet-scented flowers. Then, neck back bent, I imagined your pain when you gave birth to those titanic hills of ground. When Zime out, your fresh mountain streams quenched my unquenchable thirst, as if I were a child at my mother's breast. But how quick your makeup may change from the comfort of your warmth to the heart of ice, bringing suffering and scorn to those who do not take heed. Llangollen, like the woman you be. This one's nervous, right? This one's for Wilford. Well, Sir Wilford only died 68 years ago, Friday gone. In memory of people who died tomorrow. It's got much title in it. It's got life, love, happiness, sanity, God, pathos, futility, atheism, fear, sweat, blood, tear, drains, filth, shed, bullet, metal, dross, coward, hero, dead.
And the workshop on Wednesday, it's in that programme. We've got another poet.
Suzy for a Barbie doll. I was just thinking, there's been some lovely stuff on this, and I was just thinking, if Shakespeare was alive today, he'd be 422 years old. I wrote this one before I come out tonight. I don't think it should have bothered. It's called British Gas. Gas shares for sale. Gas shares for sale. North Sea Oil and Telecom, all up for sale. If the gas shares are for you, take a chance, grab a few. If you want financial satisfaction, take a piece of the gas share action. You can buy some shares if you got the brass, but don't forget that you're working class. It's big business time, it's begging me neighbour. Will you ever go back to voting Labour? Your shares in gas will be paralysed. If Kinnock gets in, they'll be renationalised. With greed in your eye, you're looking for mammon. Lobster, caviar, truffles and salmon. If being financially astute is for you, ring 0272 272. There's another one you're not going to like. Where's my hair gone? Well, that's it. Sod him. Terrible fucking hair, that's this with you. This is the one that I got stopped on in Nottingham by this level. The old days remembered, I called it. Remember the days of our youth. We were scrubby young buggers, no manners, uncouth. Somebody said that the old days were best, with consumption and rickets and a cruel means test. Poor housing, bad health were all around. When the rent man had knocked, we'd jump at the sound. Cherry blossom and zebo and Irish stew, raincoats and gansies and sou'westers too. Donkey stone steps, pennies and shawls, bantas and sticky lice and brandy balls. Whatever happened to all our hopes? Steering carts and skipping ropes. Licorice, cinder toffee and knicker elastic. Not much fun now, everything's plastic. Syrup and treacle and maid processions and wakes. Whatever happened to them pudding cakes? Relieve Owen rounders and kick the can. Catch a girl, kiss a girl, and every weight's on. The aroma of cabbage and carrot and swede. Go on, get it down here, but we took no heed. Pig's feet tripe and cowheel pie. Put hairs on your chest, it will. Oh, aye. Hey, Ma, here's a tenner to go to the flicks. I'm going with John to see Tom Mix. Roy Rogers, Bogart, Cagney, George Rapp. We knew all the stars, we weren't bloody daft. Get out the back, don't make a sound, be quiet. The schoolboy's coming around. Boot polished stubborn, brasso black lead, bottles of stout and driven bread. On Sunday morning we'd be out in new clothes. Hey you, Terry, stop picking your nose. I expected a lot. Cookson's pawn shop we knew very well. Our mates didn't know, and we weren't going to tell. On Sunday morning, we'd get up to mass. Is me hat on straight? That's all right, you'll pass. Tadpoles and frogs balls and comic for swaps. The rover, the hotspur and spinning tops. The wolf of Carbon was the hero we knew. Desperate Dan and Lord Marmaduke too. Sit down, shut up, don't make a sound. You, John, take a look. Is the priest coming round? Cod liver oil and goose grease and malt. We hated the stuff, it wasn't our fault. The horses, the tram lines, the man with the bread. Here you, here's that conker, or I'll give you the head. You, Frankie, get spuds and take your hat. But surely, man, we've got a bag for that. The barrow women and the coalman's call. The kids all swarming over the backyard wall. The overhead railway, Docker's umbrella. Gives a ciggy, can't help you, here's me help fella. Go down the pub, the outdoor, Trellies, and on your way back to the store at Nellie's. Thimbles and bodkins and Reckitt's blue, Connie butties and saltfish too. Neck end soup was really the gear, pig's belly sheepshead and cabbage and beer. Round to me mates on me old man's bike. Me man's gone out, can I play with you? Life. These are the days I'll always remember, like Christmas Day and the 5th of November.
Look at your face. Your hands are black. Where have you been? I can't turn me back. Before you were clean, now you're a state. I'll get the blame. There's bound to be trouble. God, you're a pain. Get in the bathroom. Just look at your shoe. Use the hot water. Don't use the blue. You need the red one to clean up muck. You use the blue one to wash your duck. I told you this before. I won't tell you it again. Fuck me, I'll have to get the washing and it's starting to rain. I know it's hot, but you won't be hurt. You must use the red one to get off the dirt. Put in the plug. It's all running away. No, you can't come out to play. You just come in and use that flannel. And don't turn the floor into the English Channel. Knock on the door. If that's for you, there'll be hell to pay. No, he's not coming out to play. Oh, sorry, you're on behalf of the aged and poor. Well, just stick my share under the door. You all right, son? Now, don't you mope. Don't be scared to use that, son. Wash your wheedle. Don't wet your vest. No, you're not really a pest. Did you wash in your ears and between your toes? Don't forget to pick up them clothes. Here's a warm towel and something to drink. I know we don't wash ducks in the sink. Come on, jump on me back. Get up higher. Let's go and see if that dog's on fire. It spends all day lying in state like a hairy log. Dead in the grate. Fuck me, you took the meat off your mother's plate. Jerry Cunningham talked about gas. This is a little poem about gas. And I hope when you do, you've got a bad head. 'Cause you broke my heart, you elephant fart. I don't know what I ever saw in you. God, I must have been blind. God, that's true. Do you know, I wish I'd never met you. I wish we'd never met. Oh, every time I think I wish I could forget. Me mother tried to warn me. Tried to make me see life for you would be a pain, a real misery. But I thought I knew the score. If I had my chance again, I'd throw you through the door. Come on, get up. It's getting late. You came in last night in a terrible state. Oh my God, look. It's the Walking Dead. So you finally succeeded in getting out of bed? Ah, what's the matter? Have you got a banging head? But I'm awful glad, and next time I hope it's twice as bad. 'Cause you know what you've done? You rotten stinker, you elephant fart. You broke my heart, God. Every time I see you, you make me sick. What did you say? You're gonna give up the drink? You better get to the toilet. My God, you stink. Last one, awaiting the meter. You're not in the front, you're not in the back. When I find you, you'll get such a crack. I've told you before not to go out of sight. You might get run over or get in a fight. You're not on your bike, that's still in the back. When I get you, you'll get such a smack. If you tore them cats, I'll murder you. They only come last week, they're still brand new. I told you to change them before you went out. When I get you, you'll get such a clout. If you've gone to John's without asking me, then that's the end of your TV. If you've gone to Sweets and it spoils your tea, there'll be nothing down for you and me. If you've got wet in the pissing rain, it's gonna be me that she's gonna blame. Women are a pain. They're all the same. I'm changing the stove and the kitchen sink. I never get a chance to go out for a drink. It's out with the girls on a Friday night. She always comes home a little bit tight. And the things she expects me to do for a few extra bob, I wish it was me that went out to a job. Sometimes I'm worn out. That doesn't matter. Just do the chips, put the fish into batter. She likes me to wear a pink silk shirt and a straight hair in that tatty old skirt. Oh, and a moment I hate when the kids are in bed and I'm sat in the chair just resting my head and she comes over all poking and prodding and I'm not tired, I'm nearly nothing. When we're in bed, she starts it again. Sometimes it's alright, sometimes a pain, but I have to pretend that she was fine. Because if I don't, she can be a bit of a swine. Mind you, I play in the newspapers and all these nudes. She calls me and Billy a right pair of prudes. But we're decent husbands with a family to raise. We're not interested in sex in all sorts of ways, you know. Hold up. Did you have a nice day? You should go to the meeting, you know, about your pay, like, we're having fish tonight, love, instead of a meat. Tommy, he's out in the streets. Oh, and by the way, the postwoman came. She's left you this letter. And the television woman's been, and the picture's much better. And I've got the wool, so I'm starting a new sweater.
The ground with a rustling, distinctive sound. This is autumn, when the birds fly south to where it's warm. This is when people collect the harvest from the fields. And also at this time of the year, young children collect wood for their bonfires. Yes, this is autumn, with falling leaves and golden skies. This is my season. What's yours? This is called the inner zone. Reality is a stranger and only one part of the dream. The inner zone of your mind plays with tactics cruel and kind. Unreality is a companion, an ally to the end, an obscure false amendment for the past, present, and future. The inner zone is a rotting substance that stiffens the mind, almost to paranoia. The outer zone, the outside world, the inner zone is over, only until your mind takes over.
Of a male chauvinist poem. Right. 1. Beware of the woman in the anorak. The man she loved is now a monk. 2. Beware of the woman who walks the dog. Hers is a life of coexistence. 3. Beware of the woman in fingerless gloves. She is not miserly, but deeply feeling. 4. Beware of the woman who selects the wine. Next, she will select your suit. 5. Beware of the woman who selects your suit. She will possess you like a wardrobe. 6. Beware of the woman who says no. She is not certain that she should. 7. Beware of the woman who says yes. She is not certain that you can. 8. Beware of the woman with hairy armpits. She is already spoken for. 9. Beware of the woman with manicured hands. To her, castration is an art. 10. Beware of the woman who says a fuck. She will scream, a rape, a rape. 11. Beware of the woman who provides. Her bosom is voluminous and deep. 12. Beware of the woman who cajoles. Her elbows are sharp, her fingers nippy. 12a. Beware of the woman who renounces love. She is God's aficionado. 14. Beware of the woman who praises women. Her judgment is suspect. 15. Beware of the woman who denounces women. She thinks of women if she comes. 16. Beware of the woman who bewares. She is looking out for love. 17. Beware of all women, for they are the strong amongst us.
I really don't know how our marriage has lasted. I really hate you, you arrogant bastard. You don't want a wife, you want a slave. Someone to moan at, rant and rave. Someone to control, someone to hit. I've reached a conclusion you don't give a shit. That's not washed properly, do this and do that. You've only one pair of hands, you stupid twat. Just who the hell do you think you are? With your fancy suit and shiny new car. In front of your cronies, you try and act big. But I can see through you shaving this pig. While I walk round with holes in my shoes, you spend the money on women and booze. Oh, by the way, the kids are not bad. Why don't you come up and see them? They'll be glad. You're a pig-headed swine, a liar and a cheater. 20 your mates know you're a wife beater. You think you're so tough and you act really cool, but you look ridiculous, you stupid old fool. It's time you grew up and acted your age. Stop spending my money and do work for a change. If you don't change your ways, I'm going to be forced to see a solicitor and get a divorce.
Bedtime's past, but they're still out and about. Round the dark street there's a laugh and a shout with more me Tarzan, you monkey, than I can count. And God help the monkey that tied to the fan. There's skipping and footy and fun for nought. And down by the lamp, there's a real kick about. There's loads of hours, and the streets are all scarred. And the big ones are trying for Gazzy's yard. 2 lads and a girl are by the side of a jigger, and every now and then, she gives a sniff. They want her to go. Come further down, just for a laugh, for a bit of a clown. To play doctors and nurses and get her nicks down. She's done it before, she's had half a crown, but he was much bigger, and he'd been downtown. The street lamps are lit and the pavement's all shiny, and the kids are catching money off a fella from the whiny. The pub on the corner is noisy and bright, and the old ones are singing with all of their might. There's grannies in shawls and ale for dogs, kids on the walls hanging over the bugs. As the guitar strum and the bevy flows, and the back parlour sways to the old yellow rose, while old Mrs. Bull, she keeps doling it out, and each one with thanks, he buys her a stout. As the drunks stumble by to pass it all out, there's darts in the corner, there's doubles of sorts, and not for sale being sold and bought. As Clancy bites the tail of some fella's pup, my God, how that fella can sup. There's Connie on the game with her painted lips, flogging her duff to get the kids' chips. Back on the street, it's starting to rain. For a number of couples, the weather's a shame. They're locked in doorways and dark in crannies, messing with dickies and some with fannies, till a cry goes out all over the street. Here comes the copper with big black feet. The kids round the pub, all scarper in fear, and the manager lays on a gill of best beer. The kids know it's time to get off the street when the flatfoot's about, and they're on his beat. The spies in the entry who giggle and snigger must now leave those lovers alone in the jigger, 'cause the kids know the copper, he'll whack them off home, but he tends to leave those who are messing alone. Alley-o, tick, hopscotch are over, and home from the alehouse comes the bold rover. The streets lie empty, the players departed. Some games are finished, others just started. As the publican's towel swaddles the pumps, the families await their gifts or thumps. After the pub's been put to rest, the night awaits, cursed or blessed. But one thing's for sure, and you must all know, old street games forever, on we'll go. Of your body.
Now I'm not Samantha Fox, by the way, it's home.
Oh, well, Samantha.
I can't remember it. Okay. This is about Samantha Fox. Where to start? Where to start with Samantha Fox? Shit, how did it start,
You take your clothes off, don't you?
Great excitement everywhere, hammers on the best way. People pushing for the view, officials waiting in a queue. They all wait the big arrival. Samantha Fox there paves the aisle. Her car pulled up and out Sam Fox, diamond and the top. The men all stared and licked their lips as she rolled her eyes and swung her hips. Her breasts they looked as pleasures. One old man, by God, it's true, that lady measures 42. A young lad stared, his mouth agape, his eyes transfixed upon her shape. Too much of Sam did he indulge, he tried in vain to hide his bulge. An old man shouted, "Thank you, Sam, you've just made me a happy man. You reached a part I thought had died, but you have brought it back alive." Sam just smiled and turned away. It was her job to tease and play, to show and flaunt her ample size, to put up with their leering eyes. But Sam has these good men to thank. She's laughing all the way the bank. Making millions out of their lust to display her enormous bust.
Show us what you think about it, your little red soul. Give her so much love, now won't we want for more. Be so kind and never close the door.
Tickets pound, If you want to ring Jerry at 547 4682. Shall I leave that here for you?
It's the 5